Moving to Charlotte and starting your home search. Today we're talking about the top 5 tips to help make your move easier. So stick around. Welcome back to my channel. My name is Brian Taylor and I'm the owner of Dreamline Realty in Charlotte, North Carolina. And on this channel, we provide educational content to help homebuyers make great home buying decisions. So if you're thinking about moving to Charlotte, I have 5 tips that will help you out. Tip number 1 is to do your research. So the Charlotte and surrounding areas offer a lot of options. And while Charlotte itself is amazing, there are great towns and suburbs all around the Charlotte area that could possibly be great choices for you depending on what's most important. So for example, if you want to be near the water, you may want to consider the Lake Norman area, which would include towns like Huntersville, Cornelius, Mooresville, and Denver. If you travel a lot and being close to the airport is important to you, then areas like Mount Holly and Belmont may be more appealing. On the east side of Charlotte, some great areas to consider are Concord and Harrisburg, which are close to Interstate 85. And then you have the southeast side of Charlotte in Union County, where you'll find places like Matthews, Indian Trail, Weddington, and Waxhaw. Not as close to the major interstates, but still close enough to 485, which is the loop that goes all the way around Charlotte. You may also want to consider doing research on schools and parks and other recreational things that interest you. Tip number 2, find an agent that will work with you. Find an agent that is willing to visit properties and do video tours with you on FaceTime or Zoom, and this will help you get an idea of the types of properties that interest you and give you an opportunity to ask questions. Also ask that agent to take videos of the neighborhood and the amenities like the pool, the playground, the tennis courts, or whatever else that neighborhood has to offer. And my advice here though is to find an agent that knows the area very well and has lived in Charlotte for a while. You probably don't want to work with somebody that just moved to Charlotte and is trying to get themselves acclimated to the area as well. Tip number 3 is to narrow down your search. So after your agent has virtually showed you some properties, then they've answered most of your questions about different areas and you've done some additional research on your own, narrow down your search and criteria as best that you can. That way, when you plan to make your trip to Charlotte, your time looking at houses will be best utilized. Without having this narrowed down, your time spent when you get here can really get overwhelming. So if you planned a 2-day trip to Charlotte and you're unsure of where you want to be, looking at 30 houses across the entire area will literally stress you out. You won't remember which house was what and where each house was located. Tip number 4 is to know the market. It's really important to understand the market when you're ready to make your move. If it's a seller's market, which is what we're facing right now, houses are selling very fast and your property choices will be very limited. With that said, if you find something you like, you'll need to be ready to go and be ready to move quickly or that house will be gone. Some of the out-of-town buyers that we work with actually buy houses solely based on the video tours that we do for them, since this market is so competitive right now. On the other hand, if we're in a buyer's market, you'll likely have more property choices and a little more time to make a decision. And your real estate agent will be able to give you the best guidance when it comes to this topic. Tip number 5 is to get your financing in order. If you plan on getting a mortgage, make sure you have taken the necessary steps to get a pre-approval letter so it can be submitted with your offer. There's nothing worse than finding the perfect house and having to wait on a lender to get the pre-approval letter, especially if it's a weekend and your lender isn't working. So while it's not necessary, it is recommended that your mortgage provider is local to the area because it just seems to make things much easier. Big banks and internet lenders are notorious for missing closing dates due to the mass volumes of mortgages that they're processing. So there you go. Those are my 5 tips to help make your move to Charlotte a whole lot easier. If there's anything that we can do to help you out, my team and I would be honored to assist you when you're ready, and our contact information is in the description below. I hope this video was helpful, and to learn more about the entire home buying process, grab a copy of my free book, Buying Your Dream Home, where I break down the entire home buying process step by step, and you can find the link to that book in the description below. And you may want to check out this video where I talk about why you need a home inspection. And don't forget to subscribe to the channel and click the bell to be notified when new videos are released. And we'll see you next time. Make it a great day.